Morning, people. How we doing? Nice to see you. Right, it is Sunday. Sunday. This is a different device. I'm not sure whether you're going to hear me properly on this one, but we can but give it a go. It is Sunday the 19th of December, and we're going to be talking about yesterday, London yesterday, and what was going on. People so incensed. Why are people now taking chunks out of police constables? And you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's just how it is. Nice to see everybody. Morning, Merv. Kerry, darling. Nice to see you. And maybe the chicken now is coming home to roost, eh? Maybe the chicken is coming home to roost. And it is, listen, morning, Claire Stevens. Nice to see you, darling. How you doing? Can you hear me in good time? And is everything okay with this tea? This is a new little device. So hopefully you can see me and hear me all. So yesterday, Downing Street was rammed. Parliament Square was rammed with people. Trafalgar Square was rammed. You had Alex Belfield, the main man, Alex Belfield, up there, just sort of on there. There was a lot of people. They're really Dolins. Hello, darling. How are you? Nice to see you. Went up there, but someone threw a set of painter steps at a copper. So I'm wondering whether the Chuckle Brothers have been up there when they're doing their decorating sketch. Maybe, you don't know. We're seeing all sorts of people now as well speaking out about this current time period. People, Gary Neville, the footballer Gary Neville. I don't get excited about these people, but it's their presence and their profiles that I get excited about, that they're now talking out about stuff. And that's a good thing. Matt Letizia is talking out as well. Buffering away, buddy. Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Is it buffering or are you getting this? I might go and do this on my other device. I'm not too sure. But yeah, yesterday, lots and lots and lots of people in Downing Street. Now, I've said this before, that the police can have their men there with machine guns behind them steel gates. And they can have all them bollards at the front. But I've said, they're sitting on a melting iceberg. They are, because if they truly believe that what they've got there, can behave yourself, ninja. What they've got there can sustain the people of this country when they've had enough. They're very foolish, because that iceberg's gonna disappear very, very rapidly and very quickly. Good signs, good lots of people there yesterday. Now look, I what do I believe in? I believe in freedom, right? I don't like it when I live in this country and I've got policemen and women beating people and going into people's houses for civil offences and beating them up in their own lounges. Look, I've got more testimonies of police abuse in this country, and I'm sorry, but they were never, ever given that position to do that. They were never, ever given, and we, the people of this great country, we're not going to tolerate that. We're not. We're certainly not. Actually, much better since my last comment. But happy days, Merv. Happy days. Yeah, this I got a new device yesterday, and it don't seem as quick as the other one, but it is what it is. So there was a lot of people there yesterday. Babylon has fallen. We know who we are. Yes, I agree, and it's. I think we're seeing it now. I really do. Them bollards, them machine guns, ain't going to help them. When you've got, and you do get, and you will see this. I've seen this coming for years and years and years. Call it prophetic. But I've seen this coming for many, many years now, because they're beating us with sticks, and we as this people of this country, we're greater than that, man. There is no way on this earth we should ever have allowed our public sector servant workers to beat us. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. No way. And people say, yeah, but the place is violent, Dave. Well, you've got to ask yourself some questions. Why is it violent? Does the system not perpetrate much of the calamities, the scarcity. If the system was fair and it was based on morality, that not much of this stuff would be happening. We've got places around the world that are genuinely quite safe to be. Why? Because they're people of an education on morality and decency. We're seeing now many funeral directors talking out, speaking out, concerned, genuine. And why are they doing it? They're not doing it for fame or notoriety. They're not doing it because they want to be right. I don't do what I do because I want to be right. I want to be wrong. I really do want to be wrong. I want to be wrong knowing that the things I talk about are not happening, but they are. They are very much happening. We got to be careful, man. We got to be careful. But now, I see many years ago that there would come a time period where the people of this country would rise and that they would say enough is enough and draw a line in the sand. And that's happening. I don't know when the actual calamity and the actual day happens where the people of this country take back control. But I'm telling you now, it is coming. Van Kook, hello from Cornwall. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. I was down in Falmouth, Penzance I was, about 2 months ago, picking up my velomobile. I went down there in my van and I spent the day down there. Well, I didn't spend the day down there. I got down there at 4 o'clock, strapped this velomobile to the roof of my van and drove home. It looked like an ice cream van. I got home at 11:30 at night. I'd done 700 miles in one day. Lot of time behind the steering wheel, let me tell you. But my beautiful little van got me down there. And also, guys and girls, for you that are tuning in right now, we've now got a situation where, with information that's been laid before us, we're going to help you free yourself from the system. Okay? Now, when you look at all these politicians, rightfully or wrongfully, how they're set up, they seem to be kind of untouchable a little bit in the business realms and stuff like that. But we're at a point now where we've been given information of how we can set ourselves up like them and be no slaves no more. And so, yeah, that's a very interesting. And I'm going to dedicate a live stream on YouTube. I've done it on Facebook and other platforms. I need to bring as many people with me with this information that it's going to cost you, and you'll do this yourself. You're going to need to depol your name, and you're going to need to start a limited company. You'll need a baptism certificate, and if you've not got a baptism certificate, if you get hold of me on Facebook, I will do your baptism for you, because I am an officiating for the Universal Life Church and have been for a few years, and I can do weddings, funerals and baptisms should you wish. So the baptismal side of things, if you haven't got one, I can do one. All you're going to need is Zoom and a witness, okay? And providing yourself, you've got a witness, and myself, I can do your baptism and email your baptismal certificate to you, and then you'll be baptized in the name of Christ, and all is going to be good. But we're at a point now that we're going to be setting ourselves up as the MPs pretty much have set themselves up. And I don't just want this for a few people. I want this for millions of people, because once we do that, we make government very small again. Now, I've always wanted just a small government. I didn't want a government and a group of people, public sector workers, that wanted to look at the inside of my bottom hole and have every one of my movements and transactions monitored. I never wanted this big brother state kind of situation. And by doing what we're doing, and I will, like I say, I will do a completely separate video on YouTube with regards to taking back control of your own estate, dominion, etc., and the things that you're going to need to do to get that, then we can win this war by leveling the playing field. You know, I despise violence, and I guess sometimes violence is a righteous thing. And if the people of this country do descend into a state of chaos, and they're doing it for the right reasons, then the phoenix will rise, and righteous people is what is needed right now. Righteous violence, righteous justice, when you're living in a dogmatic, dirty system, might be the only answer. And there will be casualties on both sides, but at the other side will be greatness. Because if we can free the people of this country from the tyranny that emanates from Parliament and Downing Street, then we will have taken part in one of the biggest, most historical events that the world has seen for a long time. Now, we do have dirty, rotten politics. That, make no mistakes about that. Whilst you've all been losing family members, whilst you've all sacrificed many, many things, these people have been partying, drinking, quaffing, and basically rubbing your nose in the dirt. And I'm fed up with them rubbing our noses in dirt anymore. I'm fed up. I want a free people. I want a free people and a free country, all living in greatness, where the kids are being educated in greatness, where they're free, where they're being brought up in proper environment, where we all have abundance, and we should all have abundance. We was all born to this world to have abundance. Any chance you can send me the paperwork, please, Dave? I've sent you a message on Facebook. I will, Van Cook. I will. Quintin, hello, darling. Nice to see you, darling. Mate, I was in the march flying my St. George's flag. Go on, my son. Go on, my son. Now, look, listen. When it comes to the day that the people of this country, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, or wherever you're from, decide that you're going to take back control of this country, let me tell you, I will be there with my pants worn on the outside. My Superman pants would be being worn on the outside. And what is it I want to see? I don't want to see chaos. I don't want to see that. What I want to see is the system merely be brought back to the rule of law. That's all I want to see. I want to see the politicians be handcuffed again by the rule of law and the Constitution, because that Constitution and the rule of law has kept us safe as a nation and as a people for a long, long time, and it's never disappeared, never ever. And we've got judges now upholding the Constitution, and they're doing their job. For every one bad judge, there are good ones. They really are. And they know that they can't. So what you've got a political sway of people that have tried to push the Constitution and the rule of law under the carpet. A bit like Adolf did with the German people. The German people had a constitution. They had the rule of law in Germany at the time. And many of their ministers and people at the time tried to keep it so. Adolf used to lean on a guy that passed away. I'm trying to think what his name was. Kaiser Bill, maybe, after the First World War. And he kept saying, no, no, no. He wouldn't let it happen. And then he passed away. And then the people capitulated. And Adolf got his way. Now, what did Adolf do? He never got rid of the German Constitution. He overrided it and placed his stuff by using force on top of it. And I always wondered why the German people never see it coming, why they didn't stop it. Why didn't they stop the tyranny? Guys, listen, we ain't if you're honest enough to be honest, we have a system now where if the system and the chief constables and all these people don't like what you're doing and you're standing up for righteousness and freedom and all that, we know, we absolutely know that they're bashing people's doors in, they're beating people up in their own homes. They've become a Stasi, and I don't like that. I don't think a constable should ever be part of a Stasi. I think a constable of the law of the land should be part of the people. And I think the people should have the overarching governance over a constable and his actions, and to be able to hold him accountable. And that's what the rule of law does. It makes everyone equal. We're all born equal, guys. No man can own another man. That's just a given truth. So the police now, yesterday, have been served a bit of their own medicine. You know, like I say, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. They've been excruciatingly violent. I've seen so many pictures sent to me over women that have been arrested, and the bruises and the cuts and the broken bones, broken fingers, broken wrists that the police have done, and the TSG. These people in the TSG, the territorial, their army. Make no mistakes about it. That's an army, and it says no standing army. No standing army in this country. It's written in their constitution. So we need to sort this mess out. And it's only the people that are going to sort this out. Remember that. You need to talk to your friends, your family, your loved ones. You need to tell them, listen, we're going for a day out. When they ask you what we're going for, we're going for freedom. We're going for history. We're going to make a difference. We're going to level the playing field. You don't have to be brave. You just need to come together in your millions. And let me tell you, that's the day that's coming. Jarada, I met Sir Gidda yesterday, common law training. What a great man. Listen, the Sikh people are beautiful, beautiful people. I've never ever met. Now listen, don't get me wrong. Sikh men are businessmen, and they're very shrewd, very clever, very wise businessmen. But I've never met a bad Sikh. I've never met anyone from the Sikh families that's ever wanted to blow anybody up, that's ever wanted to do anything but protect them and to make sure they're okay. I really have. I've had the pleasure of meeting some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sikh people in my time. I really have. And I take me out to them. They're a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Should the 1911 Parliament Act be repealed? I think all acts should be repealed. I think all acts of Parliament should go in the bin of history. And I think everyone that's been affected by an act of Parliament should be repatriated with their equity. I think we need Parliament to deliberate and to only implement law, not acts. I think acts are very, very, very dangerous because they mandate whatever it is. And mandatory isn't you have to do it. The word mandatory, I'm someone that went to quite a clever school and we used to pay attention to quite a lot of things. And mandatory doesn't mean you can be forced. Mandatory means, if you look up the word to mandate, it means the consent of both parties. All right, there needs to be consent. And once we remove our consent, that's a different ball game. I've proved it so many times. So many times I've just removed consent. I've said, right, you carry on. I'm telling you now, from this day forward, you have no consent. And they just go away because they have to. Queen likes them. Yes, the Queen does. But the Queen should be ashamed of herself because they're only supposed to be dealing in law. We don't have an English Parliament. Don't have a British Parliament, whatever it is you want to call it. The British, the English, are they one of the same things? Yes, maybe. But we've got politicians that despise us and only see us now as chattel, as goods, as cattle. And that's why the police brutalise us. That's why the politicians walk around with an air of, oh, I'm so wonderful, darling. No, you're not. You work for us. And you're hurting us now. And we're not going to continue to let that go on. There will come a time and a place, guys, let me tell you, where you're going to see Parliament, you're going to see the gates open, and you're going to see that building full of the people. It's coming. I guarantee you're going to see it. I don't know when, and I don't know how, but I know in my lifetime, and it brings tears to my eyes to even contemplate that greatness. That's coming. You can feel it. I hope you can feel it. Can you feel it in the air? Right? We're all at a point of no return. The system's gone too far. Does the system know how to sort this mess out? No. They're vicious, sadly violent people that their time's coming. Their time is coming. I truly believe that you will see Parliament ram packed. And yes, the police may point their guns and say, get back, get back, get back. But they did that yesterday and they were pushed back. And I'll make you right. I've got zero. When the system and the newspaper, a constable of the law was harmed today when peasants threw, but do I have any sympathy for them? No, I don't, because they brutalise people. There could be a gang of 8 to 10 policemen on one individual, and they're going to brutalise them. So I have zero sympathy for them. Zero sympathy. And remember, my friend recently done a survey up in Lancashire at police stations, and he asked 100 questions to police men and women that were coming in and out of the station. And he said, if you was given the order and they made it legislation today to arrest people that are not complying with government stuff that everyone's being asked to comply to right now, would you arrest them and take them to internment camps? And most of them turned around and said, we do what we're told. Guys, let me tell you, when you've got a police force, a police service in this country where they are just going to do what they're told, let me tell you, you are in a very, very, very sad and dangerous place. A very, very sad and dangerous place. And my mate has it right when he calls them soulless meat sticks. That's what he says to them. He says, oh, you must be a soulless meat stick then. They don't have the right, they don't have the power to do anything to us. They really, really don't. But let's just hope them times don't come. I hope mankind is brave enough to stand in the face of this adversity. I really, really do. And I hope that you're all brave enough to come together and sound of mind enough to come together to put all your own individual differences to one side, to stand side by side with your common man and do the right thing. Remember, the Commons is called the Commons because it's supposed to represent and look after the common people of this country. Is being a common man a bad thing? No, it is a great thing. It is a great thing to be common to this country and to be associated with all of our ancient traditions and customs that we as a people must uphold. This is England, ladies and gentlemen. This is England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. We have been known throughout the centuries as being a tough, fair people. But now we have been brutalised by our very own people from the inside that were sworn in to serve and protect us. Well, their time's coming. You will never see so much violence on the streets of the UK when people starve and it will become an evil place. I agree with you, Cockney Patriot. I really do. And it's beautiful to see him this morning, my friend. I hope people are getting ready with food supplies. Yes, let's hope so. They destroyed crops to bring in a famine. Yeah, it is. It's coming. It's coming. You can feel it in the air. But if we're brave enough to stand up, if we're brave enough to bring our politicians back to the rule of law and make them stick to the rule of law, that means then that in Parliament they can only uphold law, not acts. Not acts, not statutes, It's all got to go. It's all got to go. What are acts and statutes? They're measures and implementations to serve one purpose, and that is to keep you lot enslaved, monetarily enslaved. Not in England. No more. It's time to call time on it all, guys and girls. It really, really is. And we're seeing the inferences from yesterday of people now we're not having it. Them bollards at Downing Street last night were flying through the air. And if the police think that they could contain that amount of people and stop them from ever carrying out their wishes, then they're foolish. They are absolutely foolish. They do not have the resources, the skills, or the manpower to contain the people of a nation. We are coming close to a glorious revolution. Very, very close. I've been chosen as a speaker and a partaker in this time period, and I hope that you all come with me on this journey and we do this the right way. Because if we do it the right way, glory and greatness will be with us. Okay, it's happening. It's happening, guys. Now it's happening. It really is, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. It is this next year, 2022. Look at all the twos. We're going to see greatness happen. All them in Parliament are corrupt. They've proven their worth. Get rid of every one of them. I kind of agree with you. I'll gladly pull the trapdoor, leave her on the gallows. I'll willingly take the punishment from God for the children. Well, there you go. There you go. A brother of the nations. That's what we need, Quintin. We need to realise our value. Our value is not in paying council tax. Our value is not in bowing down to the DVLA. Our power is in the fact that God created us and that God give us freedom. But like I say, stay tuned. There's going to be a video coming very shortly on this channel where you just need to get certain things into a line and then you're going to free yourself from the system. Okay, and they're going to find it very, very, very hard for civil and any other of them other issues to ever have any intercourse in with you ever again. And you're going to set yourself up in such a way, just as the politicians have set themselves up. But you're going to do it for the right reasons and not to get involved in darkness, right? We got to get God's law back in UK. Absolutely right, brother. You make me quiver when you say it. Anyway, I'm off. I'm going to have some breakfast. Guys and girls, thanks very much for tuning in this great morning. My tap is dripping behind me. Can you see that? She's left it running. My goodness. Why are we worried about tap dripping now? Don't run the tap. Everyone's worried about, turn your gas bill down. Turn your tap water off. It is a Hunger Games. We're living in it. We've got pensioners that would rather eat than put heating on. And they sit there in layers and layers and layers and just hope they get through and don't get frostbite. What kind of a wicked, wicked world are we living in? It's time to get rid of the wickedness, the evilness, cleanse this land, cleanse this nation. I hope you all come along with me for the ride. I'll see you all soon. Take care. God bless every single one of you.